Hey, I pulled over on this piece of property. Got to fly the drone in a minute, and plus it's a lot smoother than driving on this old bumpy gravel road. I get fussed at all the time on YouTube because videos bouncing sometimes because I make most of them in the truck. So anyway, just had a closing that I wanted to make sure I got completely done. Paperwork's done. Money's been wired to the sellers. Gotten the thank you notes and emails and text already. Everybody's happy, good. The deal is in the books, and it was a good deal. And I want to tell you a little bit about the story, and then at the end, what we can learn from it. And when I say we, I'm talking about people like us, licensed real estate professionals, land brokers, land agents, folks like us. Here's what we need to learn or be reminded of. Several weeks ago, probably 8 weeks ago now, I got a call from a gentleman that said his family wanted to sell this property. It had been in their family 2 or 3 generations, quite a while, and they were ready to go ahead and sell it, put it on the market, get it done. And they had found my company, done some research on us, said, Pat, it looks like you're a strong company there in the South. Really be interested in you looking at it, and and if we decide to sell it, may list it with you. He said, we're going to ask another real estate company too to take a look at it. And I said, that's fine. I'd be glad to do that. And I'm used to that. I mean, people ought to make their best decisions. We're good at what we do, but heck, there are a lot of good land companies good at what they do. So it didn't hurt my feelings at all. So I got all the information, and my schedule worked out where I was able to go out there the very next morning. And so I went out there and looked at this property, and of course I knew when he told me where it was in a very desirable area. And when I got out there and saw the track, I go, this is a gem. This is the kind of place people are going to be, interested. The minute I hit enable on our website software to start pushing it out to the universe, I knew my phone was going to start ringing because it's really a desirable place. So I went out there and I tore the place apart. Got as much timber information as I could. I walked the track. It was a pretty good sized track, but it wasn't so big I couldn't walk it in a few hours and hit all the spots. Went to most of the corners, saw the slough, saw the cutover, saw where gas line went through it. Like I said, I went all over the place. Checked out, about how many acres were, big saw timber, some pulpwood, some acres that, no production at all in that slough. Looked at the adjoining land to kind of see, what was around it, the access, the utilities, even had some mineral data pulled. I got a real good friend who's in that business, and she is extremely knowledgeable and was able to give me some good information that added to my material, to be able to give them a good report. So I got all that done. Got back to the home that evening, got it all put together on my laptop, got the attachments done, the maps done, wrote a very detailed report, and gave them a price range, a retail price range, like from here to here, about $200 difference, And I said, hey, I feel like it's going to sell over a period of time. If we get it, put it out there and advertise it the way we do, and, this many from here to here months, you should get offers in this ballpark. And I think the retail price is about here. And so if we get offers in this range and the price point is here, you got a decision to make. That's kind of my normal spiel. And so I get, it's high end retail number. I mean, I pushed it to what it was, but it just happened to be high, And so I shot that to them. Next day, I called the gentleman, follow up, make sure he got the email, that everything made sense, all the attachments were there, and, hey, just let me know when I can help you. And he said, Pat, appreciate it, man, that's great information. He said, but we got an offer on the property last night. I go, really? Really? And that's what I'm thinking about. How in the world did you get an offer last night? Families owned this property for a couple generations at least. You call me yesterday to go look at the property because you're thinking about listing it and you want to know its highest and best use and its retail value, and yet last night you get a written offer on the property. It's not my first rodeo. I've been in this business too long. I know what's happened. And sure enough, when he told me a little bit more about it, the other real estate agent that he called, this lady in the area that family had gone to church with, she's the one that sent the offer. Well, I explained to him, I said, well, there's nothing I can do for you. You asked me to go give you the information on the property so y'all could make a good decision about listing it. And I went and did that. I spent hours driving, getting to the place, mapping it, walking it, putting the report together, sending it to you. Because I know it's going to be a big listing, a good track, so it's worth my time to do that. And so I did that. And this other lady didn't. She hung up the phone and made a phone call to so-and-so or so-and-so or somebody and said, hey, did you know that the Johnson track is for sale and you could buy it? And sure enough, everybody clamored around, got a written offer and shot it to them. Didn't go look at the property, doesn't know the things that I know about it, doesn't know the details about it that the gentleman wanted to know. I did what he asked me to do. She picked up the phone, got somebody to make an offer. And it was a good offer. The gentleman told me it was a good offer. I didn't ask him how much it was. I'm not going to stoop that low. I didn't ask him who the other agent was. That I'm not getting into that. But before I hung up, when he was telling me the story, he goes, now, Pat, your retail number in your report is quite a bit higher than the offer we got. And we thought we had a really good offer. Do you think we could get more for this property? And I go, sir, I gave you my numbers. There's my information, my report. It's a desirable property in a desirable area. There's my information, but you need to deal with that offer you've got in front of you. He said, this is kind of where it all went a different direction. Do you think you could get another offer for us? And I go, sir, I'm not going to do that. I don't have the property listed. That's not what you asked me to do. You've got this offer in front of you, a written offer from another agent. I'm not going to just wedge my way in the middle of this and try to boot another agent out of the saddle to get a deal, to squirm around and make some commission check the wrong way. I say, I don't do it that way. If you want us to get you an offer, then we need to, have a listing agreement with you, whether it be a short time, long time, we can negotiate that. But I'm not going to just go out there and scrounge up offers. So you've got a little auction going. And that was the word I used with him, your own personal little auction. That's not what I do. And that's not what I encourage anybody to do, is to go about things that way. And I'll get into that more in just a minute. So I made that clear to him that I was backing completely out. I'd done my work. I put it out there. Obviously, I'd wasted my time. I'm not going to get this big, sexy listing that I knew I could sell. And so hung up. We were cordial, but hung up and said, hey, I can't help you. But if you ever clear the plate, that's the phrase I used, if the plate ever gets cleaned off and you want me to come back in and help you with this track, hey, that's what we do. Be glad to help you. Hung up the phone. Next day, I get a call from one of the family members who obviously had talked to this gentleman and said, hey, can you get us another offer? We haven't signed this one yet, and we still got another day on the time to sign it. Can you get us another offer? And I go, I probably could, but I'm not doing that. I don't do business that way. I'm not going to go scrounge up something so you can have your own personal little auction again, was my language. So anyway, I said, I can't do that. You need to deal with this person, this offer, this real estate agent you've already started down the road with, and you need to just kind of honor any verbal commitments you made and get it signed up and get it done if that's what you've agreed to with her. So he didn't quite get it, but I wasn't backing up. I wasn't getting in the middle of that for any kind of commission. I hate when that gets done to me. I'm certainly not going to do that to somebody else. So hung up. I thought that was the end of it. And I'm miffed. I really am. I wasn't miffed to him on the phone. I was firm and I was very clear, but I wasn't upset or angry or, fussing at anybody. But after I got off the phone, I realized, I wasted a day of my time, fat boy up and down them hills, doing all this work, putting all this together, and somebody else has picked up the phone, made a quick call, didn't do what the client asked, didn't do what was in the person's best interest, did what was in her best interest, and I'm gonna get messed up, pushed out of a deal. Okay, it's happened before. I'll live with it. I'll get over it. I'll kick the floor and stomp and fume and spit for a little while, but I'll eventually get over it. But I was miffed. Thought that was the end of it. About a week later, I get a phone call from one of the family members saying they did not accept that offer. They told the lady they weren't going to list the property with her. They wanted a clean slate, my language, and they wanted me, if I would, to do a very short-term listing agreement with them to see if the people that I knew had some interest, would have interest in that property, would make an offer. I said, be glad to do that. I said, I'd prefer to do a regular listing with you, and let's do this over time so you can make sure you get your max dollars for it. They said, we understand, but we want to just do this if you don't mind. This whole process had made them suspicious, upset, a little bit angry. And they weren't angry at me, they were angry that this happened, you know, because they understood what had happened once the smoke cleared a little bit, that this offer that came flying in out of the blue kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything, because they didn't know any values. They didn't have any information to compare value to know if that was a good offer or not. It was a lot of money, so they were obviously anxious about it, and they were wanting to take it because it was a huge bird in the hand. But they had enough sense to at least back up and let the dust settle and get some information. So I sent them a real short-term listing agreement. I ran my traps. Next day, I had an offer that signed up offer, 45-day closing, no contingencies other than just title, just the usual stuff, but a real clean offer from real strong buyers. Shot that to them. And they called me and goes, you know, is this for real? Now, they're young people. They've never done a deal like this. This is life-changing money for them. It really was. It really is. I mean, it's just a sizable deal. And is this for real? And I go, well, yeah, of course it's for me. It's a legitimate contract. I thought that's what they were asking. No, they said, no, the price. Because keep in mind, I didn't know what the original offer was from the other person. I sent them this offer, which was at the top of my retail range. It really was, right at the top of it. And is this for real? Is this price for real? And I go, yes, it's for real. Why? And that's when they told me, Pat, it's $700 an acre more than the offer that we had, that we almost took, but we turned down. $700 an acre more. So $700 was real money when it came to being a difference in the price per acre. So I said, yes, that's my marker. That's what I told you it was worth. That's what I told these guys it was worth, that when I told them about the property and showed them. So here's your contract. They signed it up, had it right back to me immediately. Long story short, closed on the last day of the contract, just like it said. Everything is done, and they are tickled to death. They got life-changing money out of the deal. Now, this video is not about how Pat got them $700 an acre more. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the land. The land sold itself because it was worth that. It was that track. It was that desirable. And the numbers are the numbers. It just happened to be that way. What this video is about is you and I, when we do business with the public, we need to do business with the public the right way. And I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. I know a lot of y'all are much better land guys than I am, probably better reputation than me. But this incident reminded me that no matter what it costs us in potential commission, we need to always do it the right way every single time. Now, I'm probably going to foul up somewhere along the way. I probably already have in ways I might not even know about. But I stuck to my guns on this, and had written off a big commission check on an easy-to-sell property because I just didn't believe that was the right way to do it. To get in the middle, to wedge yourself in the middle of a deal and with another real estate agent or company just to get a piece of commission, that's just not right. Had it done to me, it's not right at all. Some of you may disagree and go, oh no, Pat, you should have just pursued every night. No, that's not right. My business, my reputation we've built with RecLand over the years in our part of the world, it's worth a lot more than that one-time commission check. So all that said, keep doing it the right way, and do it for the sake of the clients as well as for your own reputation. $700 an acre difference on this size tract sent to these two young couples is life-changing money. The checks they got today, or the money they got today in their wire, I'm sure they're still wide-eyed about. And that's the way it ought to be. So at the end of the day, they got exactly what they should have gotten for that property. It's what it's worth. I did it the right way. I got my commission check. It goes in the bank. It's probably already spent on bills. And every one of us ought to wake up every day and go to work thinking, how can I take care of this customer and do it the right way? And if I do it the right way every time and take care of enough of those clients, eventually all that comes back and we'll get taken care of as well. So it's one of the reasons I like the land business as opposed to some residential and commercial. Not to paint with a big broad brush, but the people I deal with in the land business by and large are solid people that I'd trust with a blank check. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful that we try to do things the right way. So that's what this video is about. Stick with it, do things the right way, do it the right way every time, and just see what works out. You know, the truth of it is that a lot of times the same scenario will play itself out and it won't work back around in your favor. You won't get the listing, you won't sell the deal and end up with the commission, but you'll have still done it right. And I think that matters just as much. So anyway, my 2 cents. Bye.